This will be the first time, and I apologize, that I've had the opportunity to walk you through it. I've retold the story just in bits and pieces, and I haven't had to walk anyone through every moment of the day. If you will indulge me to let me tell you Briarwood's story, it's very similar to Plaza's. I want to be able to honor the Briarwood teachers and students and parents that were there. So just like Mrs. Simpson said, our day started with Grizzly Growl. That's what our Rise and Shine is called. We met in the gym. It was the all-school Grizzly Growl. We honored our accelerated readers for all the points that they had earned. We sang songs. We honored all the birthdays for May, June, and July. The third grade teachers who are in charge of Accelerated Reader had a nice surprise for Jennifer Mankins and I. Jennifer's my assistant principal. They brought a sheep from Family Orr, the Orr family farm, so that we could kiss the sheep because of all of the points that they had earned. And it was just a big celebration. We were excited. It's the last week of school. We had kindergarten celebration at 5 o'clock, so they were practicing that. We were playing music in the cafeteria at lunch. Everything was going normal. And Jennifer and I, we were just so pleased at lunch on Monday watching the kids, because when they play songs, it's like all karaoke. The whole cafeteria is singing. They're all waving their arms. They're all doing the motions. You know, they know all the dance moves to every song. And so we were just thinking what a great year it had been and how happy these children are. And what a pleasure it had been to spend our year with them. Our lunch goes from 11 to 1 as well. So at 1 o'clock we came back in, finally got a chance to check emails. District sent out, be weather aware, we're going to cancel evening activities. So I sent out our dialer, which notifies parents that we're canceling the kindergarten graduation, promotion, recognition, and we will reschedule. And when I sent that out, a lot of parents started calling and asking, should we pick up our kids? And I told them it's their decision. We are watching the weather. We have our safe places. We will take them where they need to go. So if you can't get from work, that is okay. We have them. We will take care of them, and they will be safe. Right now, it just looks like a thunderstorm. We're okay. And it started raining pretty hard. We had the weather stations. We were monitoring them. More parents started showing up. So we decided that time to call the students in. It was probably around 2:30 where the kindergarten and first grade go out to the gym for PE, music, and art. So we decided to keep them in the buildings, and we'll bring the PE, music, and art teacher to them. So they came into the 100 building. And everybody in our portables, we have portables where different classrooms are located, and we asked them to come into the building. At the same time, even though there was severe weather coming, we had the Moore Public Library there telling about their summer programs. So we had third and fourth grade students in the media center going on as if this was just normal for a lot of rain. Briarwood is built differently. It's a pod school, so we have pods. The 100 building is where the office, kindergarten, pre-K, and a couple of sixth grade classrooms are. To the north of us is our library, the 400 building, where we house 5th and 6th. It's our media center. Towards the west is where our cafeteria, our 1st and 2nd grade, and then our 3rd and 4th grade buildings are. They're little pods, so you have a pod of 4 first grade, and they're connected by a suite of bathrooms. So it's like a little hallway. When the weather started getting more and more severe, I asked everybody to get into their safe spots, where everywhere that we had practiced, please get there now. And they all did it very calmly. They got into their safe spots. Jennifer and I walked out to the west side of the building because that's the direction where the tornado was. And Orr Family Farm backs up to Briarwood Elementary. So it's a big wide open field so you can see what's coming. We could see the tornado. I kept thinking, I was praying, please God, have it lift, go a different direction. But it was getting bigger and bigger. And I remember thinking, this looks like May 3rd tornado. And I was in the May 3rd tornado. I was at home on 19th Street, down the street from Kelly Elementary. It's where I grew up. I was a Kelly kid. And I was thinking, okay, here we go again. I rode that tornado on May 3rd out in my bathtub with a mattress over my head. And I thought, okay, I got this. I have done this. I know the weathermen have said on May 3rd at that time, if you're not underground, you're going to die. And on that day, I had called my mom and said, Mom, they said I'm going to die. I'm in the bathtub. I'll have my purse. Come get me. So it didn't happen. I didn't die. I survived it. So I knew. I heard the weathermen saying, if you're not underground, you're not going to survive. And I thought, no, yeah, we will. I've done this. I know exactly what is going to happen. We have got this. I trust this staff. It's a veteran staff. They have practiced these drills many times. I am not worried. We're going to do this. And I just switched modes from thinking, great, it's another F5, to we're going to survive this. And we can, and we will. And my goal is to get everybody out of here alive. When I saw it coming, I was very concerned about the west side of our school because that's where first graders are. It's where second graders are. It's where our third graders are. And they just have very, small bodies. And I just prayed that where we had planned for them to go was going to be the safest place. The teachers moved them to the little suites in the bathrooms to keep the kids safe. They moved desks for the students to get under, which I think helped because when the walls did fall, those desks caught the weight of the cinder block walls. I remember standing there. We stood out there and monitored. Jennifer and I monitored it. Mr. Hickson was out there. I saw Miss Glasgow, a second grade teacher. Parents were out there monitoring it as it got closer and closer. When we knew it was it, this is time. I told the teachers this is not a drill. We need to take cover immediately. Jennifer went to the 400 building, reminded the 5th and 6th. It's here. I remember seeing Glasgow going into her room, Miss Fiddle going to her room, Jansen, all of them going into the room. I walked through where the pre-K were. We had several parents. A lot of people came from the community into the building, brought their dogs. Everybody was there. They were laying. I had a substitute, parents, teachers, laying their bodies over the kindergartners and pre-K students. I remember hearing the pre-K students singing. They were singing songs, trying to keep them calm. Every place was full, so we just found another spot inside room. I told the girls, this is it, the office staff. So we got in a small space and hunkered down. We prayed a lot to God, and so I just clicked it through my head. Okay, here's the first stage. I hear it. You hear it grinding and grinding. I said, okay, I know that's going to happen. Next thing you're going to start hearing things pelting. It's like, pa-da-da-da, just things hitting. And you think it's hell, but it's debris. So I knew that was going to come. I knew my ears were going to pop. So click, hey, ears popped. I'm still alive. You feel cold. It gets cold. And then you just continually hearing the grinding, and it's walls and things being torn apart. I looked up, and the ceiling was gone. You could see daylight. I said, okay, step number 5. The debris is spinning. It looked like it was in slow motion, but I know it had to be extremely fast. It was just so much of it. It started raining on us. I told the ladies in the office, it's over. We're done. We got to go. Let's go. Everybody out. We don't have time. We got to go check on everybody. We got out the front of the building, and I remember looking at the parking lot thinking, that looks odd, because it was empty and our cars were all there. And I said, okay, this is where we're putting everybody. I also remember thinking, yep, this is what it looked like on May 3rd. It had to be an F5. I went around from the front to the back. As I'm walking around, I see Mrs. Montgomery, my pre-K teacher, holding hands with all of her pre-K, stepping over things. They're all in a line holding hands, and I thought, we're okay. We're going to be okay. While I was inside, while we were waiting, I did get a text from my husband that said, it's there. I see it on the news, out on the radar. He's at Heritage Trails. Our son was at Highland East. And the only reports that I was getting from the emergency people was that it hit Highland East, and I'm thinking it's hit Heritage Trails as well. But I didn't have time to worry because I had to help everyone. So I texted Robert Romines, and it said, my second graders are trapped. Please come. I came around, back out to the front. There were people standing around looking for their kids, and I just yelled as loud as I could, I have second graders trapped. Miss Jansen's room. Go to Miss Jansen's room, please. And they all took off. I saw John Marin, I grew up in Moore, so we all know each other. And he had his white helmet on, and he was running. I saw Robert. I saw Jeff Horn. I thought, okay, we are okay. The district's here. They're going to save us. And they jumped in to help. By that time, while I was back there helping people, I have a long-term sub who I had in a portable. He had come in. He was jumping in and helping. My PE teachers were pulling kids out. I went around to the front. The teachers had moved all the kids to the playground. And the emergency people were asking the first responders, who left early, who was here, and they were frantic. We've got to know how many people are in this building, and I kept trying to explain to them what a pod school was. It's not, where are your hallways? There's no hallways, they're breezeways. So if you can imagine, as that storm's coming, we're walking through breezeways to different buildings with the hail and the rain, and I don't know if that helped at being a pod school. I'm not an engineer, but I don't know. But everyone got out alive, and I'm very thankful for that. Several different agencies kept asking me, how many kids, where are they located, we got to have a process. I had my box of handwritten emergency cards. I'm like, well, you need to start calling. Okay, well, we didn't have a landline, and we didn't have any cell phone. I'm like, well, I have the cards, so I just gave them the cards. But I told them, you do not have to worry, because my teachers know every single student in their class, who was there, and who picked them up. And they took care of it. They were calm. They're amazing staff. So calm. They never once were scared. Not one teacher did I see panic or scream or worry about their safety. It was all about their kids. They took them out. They were injured, hurt. Cinder blocks fell on them. They ignored their injuries and walked out to that playground and stayed with their children. I was counting heads. I saw my second grade, counted second grade. I counted first grade. And I finally saw fourth, and you'll get to meet that teacher today. I was so relieved to finally see fourth grade coming out because they were trapped, and they were having to be pulled out of a little window, because the pods don't have windows, just in their door side, pulling them out. And everybody was accounted for. Everybody went home safely, and I knew that could happen with God's protection. He'd done it before in my life, and I knew that he would do it again for all of these people in this building, and it would not have happened without the Briarwood teachers, without the help of Mrs. Mankins, my office staff. They all played their role perfectly, and it was as if they had done it many times. They knew exactly what to do. I didn't have to worry at all. I had no doubt, and I just kept telling those responders, you don't have to worry. The teachers know their kids, and they have them, and they did. And when teacher would come, all my kids have gone with their parents. Is it all right if I go check on my house? Yes, because they live in the neighborhood. These teachers at Briarwood live in the neighborhood. Their children go to the school. So as their kids were being got all picked up, they would leave to go check on their own families. I did get a text from my husband. Nick was in the gym that was destroyed at Highland East. They had him in the locker room, and he was safe. He had found them, and he texted and said, I'm on my way. Don't move. I will get to you. We will find you. It took some time, which was okay because I needed to be there for the kids to get them back out safely. I appreciate the district, and it was a relief to see you all there. I couldn't believe how fast you got there. I'm like, what, are you chasing the tornado? But y'all were there. And I don't know if you ever got that text, Robert, but I appreciated you being there. It was a comfort. It's like, you're welcome. And I wanted, my teachers are here too. I brought some representatives. They're excellent representatives from Briarwood, and they were amazing. I don't know. I wish I had more words. Wish I could pull some more out for you to tell you how spectacular, superhuman, superheroes that they are and deserve the recognition. It was all because of them and God that protected them.